Hello students, welcome back to Maths with Sir Satish. Today I am taking up the second part of trigonometry, that is standard angles, since you have learnt about trigonometric functions. And the next part of trigonometry is standard angles. So those special angles are like 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees, wherein all the trigonometric ratios have exact values. I'll show you how to build the table step by step and memory trick, so you'll never forget it. Let's get started with it. You can see I've written a table over here. These are the standard angles, that is 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees. And the 6 trigonometry functions are written on the left side, that is sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec and cot. Before we get into writing of these, one thing to know that we have got derivations for all these angles, that is 30 degrees, 45, 60 and 90. But derivation is not of much of importance, but whenever I get into the problems, if it comes across, we look into those derivations, particularly of these 30 degrees, 45 degrees and 60 degrees, how a right angle triangle. We are going to take it up and see how we can get these values. But for now, we'll have to just know the values about each of these trigonometric standard angles. So remember that there are 5 trigonometric standard angles: 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45, 60 and 90 degrees. Now when you talk about the quadrants, we have the quadrants which are going to be 4 quadrants. Generally quadrant starts from 0 degrees to 90 degrees, and then it comes up plus 90. When you add, it is going to be 180 degrees. Then 180 degrees further, when you add to this, it is going to be 270 degrees, and 270 and back it goes up around about 30, say 360 degrees. That means you go on and on, it is going to be n number of 360 degrees it is going to be. So here for our syllabus, what you are looking into it, it is going to teach you about the first quadrant. First quadrant, particularly you know that it is going to be from 0 degrees to 90 degrees when you take up a coordinate axis. So this starts from 0 to 90 degrees. As you go ahead in your classes, first year and second year, you are going to learn about a number of 360 degrees it is going to be. For now, we are going to study about from 0 to 90 degrees. So within this first quadrant, we have got all these angles, starts from 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90 degrees. And before we get into knowing the values of these, an important note is written. You have to know these things. Generally know it, but just for remembering again, we know that 0 divided by any number is always going to be equal to 0. Or if you just reciprocal it, any number divided by 0 is going to be not defined. Any number divided by 0. For example, 3 divided by 0 is going to be not defined. Or for example, if it is 0 by 3, then it is going to be equal to 0. Now the third important note is that, for example, if it is not defined, that means it is not defined by 1. So if you reciprocal it, it becomes 1 by not defined. That means you can say that any number divided by not defined is going to be equal to 0. So 3 notes important when you write this particular chart. So as I said, 0 divided by any number is 0, any number by 0 is not defined, any number by not defined is going to be 0. Now how to write this chart? Easy to say that because if you know the first 5 values of sine, then the complete chart is easier to write. Not much of complications in that, only 5 values, just you remember it. That's how you learn it. Now here, a way of writing it, those first 5 values are going to be 0, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2 and 1. Now if you just know these values in order, that is 0, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2 and 1. Or if there is a difficulty in knowing these values, then you have got a particular process of writing it. First you write the values of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means we write the whole numbers from 0 to 4 it is going to be. because 5 of these numbers are going to be considered as 5 standard angles of trigonometry. Now the first part is 0 is for 0, 1 is for 30, 45, 60 and 90 as it is respectively. Then what we do here, you can see the next step what I've written here. Each of these numbers are going to be divided by 4. All these numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each of these numbers you are going to divide by 4. Then you can see in the next part, the third line, you can see there is a root sign applied. That means each of these numbers is going to be applied with the root sign, the fraction of it. You're going to apply a root sign over here. All of these are going to be applied by root sign. Now, particularly when you look into it, so how to remember it? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each of these numbers are divided by 4. Then apply the square root for each of these numbers. So 0 by 4, 1 by 4, 2 by 4. And then you have got what? 3 by 4 with that root which is being applied. And then the last one is going to be 4 by 4. For that you are going to apply the root. Now you're going to remove these numbers out of the root sign. 0 divided by any number is going to be equal to 0. So square root of 0 is going to be equal to 0. You can see here. Then square root of 1 is 1 and square root of 4 is going to be 2. So 1 by 2. Next here, inside the root sign it gets cancelled. 2 1s are 2, 2s are 4. That means root 1 is going to be 1 and denominator cannot take it off the root, so it remains as root 2. In the next part, it is going to be root 3 as it is, divided by square root of 4 is going to be 2. And the last one, 4 and 4 gets cancelled, square root of 1 is left out. So root 1 value is going to be equal to 1. So that's how you get. So what do you do? Write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers which is going to specify the 5 standard angles in order. Then divide each of these numbers by 4. Then apply square root for all these numbers and then take it out of the root. So 0 divided by number is 0, square root of 1 is 1, square root of 4 is 2, root 2 means 2 1s are 2 2s are 1 by root 2, then root 3 divided by 4 is going to be 2, 4 and 4 cancels as 1. Now these values what you see here, it is going to be a set order for sine. That means sine 0 is going to be equal to 0, sine 30 is going to be 1 by 2, sine 45 is 1 by root 2, sine 60 is going to be root 3 by 2, and sine 90 value is going to be equal to 1. Now it's a particular order which you have written 0, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2 and 1. Now when you come to cos 0 degrees, that means it is going to be reverse of what you have written in sine, reverse order. So we start with 90 coming to 1. So it comes here as 1. Then cos 30 is going to be root 3 by 2. Cos 45 degrees is going to be 1 by root 2. Cos 60 is going to be 1 by 2 and cos 90 is going to be 0. So it's a reverse order. So the numbers, only thing what you have to remember is 0, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2 and 1. Rest of the complete chart is going to be written within some 20 seconds. You can write it up, okay, to know just in order of that. So cos is going to be reverse of what you've written for sine. So 1 by 1, root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2 and 2. Now we know that tan theta, when I did that reciprocal ratios, tan theta is going to be equal to what? Sin theta divided by cos theta. Sin theta by cos theta. So that means we divide sine and cos, we get tan value. So it's directly whatever the values you have written, just divide it. 0 divided by any number, that is equal to what? 0. So tan 0 is 0. Now when you divide these two, denominators will get cancelled. So left out is going to be 1 by root 3. Next, this complete thing gets cancelled because both numerator and denominator are going to be same. Sine divided by cos is going to be tan theta. So when you cancel it, it is going to be 1. In this denominator, root 2 and root 2 gets cancelled. It is root 3. And last one, sine divided by cos, 1 divided by 0. That means any number divided by 0 is not defined. Easy to say. Only if you know sine value, rest of the complete chart to be written. Now, as we did earlier in reciprocal ratios, sine reciprocal is going to be cosec. So we are going to just reciprocal the values of sine for cosec value. So sine is at 0 is 0, 0 by 1 it is. When you reciprocal it, it becomes any number by 0. Any number by 0, as you know, it is going to be not defined. Then sine 30 is 1 by 2, so cosec 30 is going to be reciprocal of it, that is 2 by 1, which is 2. Same way, sine 45 is 1 by root 2, so this is going to be reciprocal, so it is root 2 divided by 1, which is generated as root 2. Sine 60 is root 3 by 2, so this is going to be 2 by root 3, and 1 by 1 is going to remain as 1 only. So that is about cosec. Cos reciprocal is going to be sec. Cos 0 is 1, so reciprocal of 1 is going to remain as 1 only. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2, so it is 2 by root 3 cos 30 degrees. Cos 45 degrees is 1 by root 2, so sec 45 is going to become root 2. So cos 60 is 1 by 2, so this will be 2. 0 divided by any number. When you reciprocal it, it becomes any number by 0, so it is going to be not defined. Because here it is 0 by 1, reciprocal it 1 by 0 it is going to be. So that is going to be not defined. So further, coming to the last part about cot. So 0, tan reciprocal is going to be cot theta. 0 by 1, reciprocal any number by 0, that is going to be called as not defined. Next, 1 by root 3, so it is going to be reciprocal of it, that is root 3. Tan 45 is 1, reciprocal of 1 is 1. Tan 60 is root 3, so reciprocal is going to be 1 by root 3. And here last is not defined by 1. So in a reciprocal, it becomes any number by not defined. Any number by not defined is going to be equal to 0. So the last value is going to be 0. So as I believe that this complete chart can be written within 20 seconds. You can make it. The only thing is that you have to know these particular 5 values in order. 0, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2 and 1 it is. So sine value always keeps on increasing from 0 to 1. Cos value keeps on decreasing as theta keeps on increasing. It goes from 1 to 0. Now here, just know these values, practice it. Basically don't just by heart the values. It is only to know these particular 5 values, and automatically the complete values can be known. 5 into 6, 30 values which are going to be there, easily to be known here. Only thing, know the sine value, rest is going to follow as it is from trigonometric functions. As you know, sine reciprocal is cosec, cos reciprocal is going to be sec, and tan reciprocal is going to be cot. I've done this just as a voice. When I look into the problems, I'll come back with the physical appearance video. Practice it. See that you know these values. It will come by practice. More and more practice when you put into it, it will be becoming very easier. But only know sine values, because most of the problems will be based on sine, cos, and tan it is going to be. And in particular, tan is very much required when you go into the next chapter, that is applications of trigonometry. Very easy, I believe. You can do it, only you have to have a little bit of practice. And particularly know about sine values, rest is going to follow as it is. More amount of practice will make it much easier and interesting. Hope you understood it. Any doubt, you can put it in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, tell your friends, so that I can keep on improving on this, make many more such videos, keep quite interesting, and we'll like to improve on this. Thank you.